92.3, 96.7 The Beat, the Ace Hip Hop and R&B. What's going on, world? I'm Moran the Man. Voice heard on Hood Talk with DJ Scream on Hood Rich Radio. Shout out to Scream. And I got Dave East in the room with me, man. What's going on?
Yo, my G, what's shaking?
Man, nothing too major, man. All is well, man. Because of you, I don't talk to girls named Keisha, so you know, I'm just out here chilling, man. But how's everything treating you, bro?
Everything good, man. Got Paranoia out right now.
Facts.
It's definitely booming. Every city I've been going to, they're showing a lot of love. Perfect is killing. The ladies the feedback from the ladies been dope on that. So I'm just in motion, man. I actually got Paranoia 2 done.
So that's like real, like you really are.
Yeah, I'm back to back, man. I'm trying to suffocate the whole, you know what I'm saying? I feel like what I bring is not is rare these days as far as just how hip hop, the direction hip hop went.
That's real.
I feel like what I bring to the game, you got to come to me for it. So I'm gonna keep dropping, man. Paranoia 2 on the way.
I gotta agree with that too. I feel like one thing that you really have, which I think is one of your strengths, your art of storytelling is crazy.
Yeah.
Like you don't really hear a lot of storytelling these days. I think the last real artist that was really on that was probably Lupe.
Yeah.
But just to really start with you, let's really start from the beginning. You used to actually hoop with Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I met Kev like 10th, 11th grade.
Word.
I moved down to Maryland from New York. And we was on AAU team together.
So when you moved, like, were you in trouble, or you finally relocated? Or?
Yeah, I was getting in trouble. And I had a sister. Me and my sister got different mothers. My sister was living in the DC area, and they just thought I had a better opportunity down there. You know what I'm saying, than in Harlem. So just as far as with basketball and school, I was involved in a lot early on. So the Maryland move really helped me.
Dope.
But yeah, I met Kev like 10th grade. We played AAU. I ended up going to Richmond. I had a full scholarship to the University of Richmond. Played there for like a year. It ain't work out. Was getting into it with the coaches or whatever.
Wow.
Went back to New York. I was back and forth in like DC, New York for like that next year, just working out, playing in different tournaments. I got a full scholarship to Towson University in Baltimore. Played there like a year, and then I got in some trouble. I got locked up in Baltimore City, and then when I got out of that situation, came back to New York, I locked in. I just got in the studio and all that. The anger and frustration I had from how ball ain't work out and me being locked up and all of it was like a dream that just like deflated, like it was gone. You know what I mean? So I just kind of channeled it all and put it into the music. You know what I mean?
It's good that you took something negative and flipped it around into a positive, because a lot of people wouldn't be in your position now. They're locked up and pretty much lose everything, technically, into being in this
everything.
position.
I didn't know how to explain nothing to my moms and none of that, because it was like I had put so many years and it was so much hope behind that. You know what I'm saying? I just like let it go. Wow. But then I was able to, you know, like I said, just rechannel that energy into something else. And it took a while. I dropped my first mixtape 2010. You know what I mean? So it took a good 4 or 5 years before I did the deal with Nas. So I was locked in for a minute before anybody knew me.
Dope, man. So no pun intended from the hated, but how the fuck did you meet Nas?
With Esco?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
No pun intended. I'm just curious.
Yeah. My aunt, like I grew up back and forth in Harlem and then Astoria, Queens. And that's where Queensbridge Projects is at. That's where Nas is from. And my aunt lived in Ravenswood Projects. That's the next project over from Queensbridge. Like you could just walk up 21st Street is the next hood down.
Okay.
So I always would be in the bridge. Half of my homies is from the bridge. I always would be out there. And I know Nas' brother, Jungle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Dark-skinned dude, right?
Yeah. I know Jungle. And because Jungle would still be in the hood. Like I never seen Nas a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? Until I did the deal with him. It's crazy. But Jungle was just telling me, because at that point, the hood was on it. All the young dudes in the hood was on it, riding in their cars, bumping my freestyles, my mixtapes, whatever I had out at the time. I had a little wave on the internet doing videos and all that. And he was just telling me, he was like, my brother is feeling you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
how'd that make you feel?
Your
like,
brother,
that's Esco, man. That's Illmatic.
I ain't gonna front. Jungle joke a lot, so I thought he was playing at first. You know what I'm saying? But it was a fact. And maybe like a week or two later, I got a call from Nas' manager, and he was like, "Yo, Nas got a label called Master Pill Records, and he wants to sign you. He feel like you one of the new dudes coming out of New York City to really, you know what I mean, take it to another level." And I was hyped, but I had to still hear it from Nas. Like once Nas told me, then it was like, oh, I bet. When I met him, he had like he was doing a documentary for Illmatic. He had like a little story out, and I went and met him. It was like a red carpet event. Went and met him at that, and from then on, man, that's big bro, man. He gave me so much advice beyond the music. You know what I mean? To just help me kind of.
What's some of the things he's taught you?
Just stay true to myself. Make sure that I understand what I signed up for and what come with it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, keep my family first. Word. And just and always basically told me always respect the art. You know what I mean? The art of music, like of hip hop and what I got into it for. How the reason I fell in love with it and all of that. Like he said, always keep that first before the money or whatever it bring you. You know what I mean? Keep the love that you had for it when you was in the projects trying to get out. That same hunger. He said, just try to keep that.
Just try to keep that. So you brought up, New York. You really are a part of the new echelon of New York artists, from Harlem. The most we got, Dipset, A$AP Rocky, Young and Mace Poppin'. You really are a part of that new generation of New York artists. So how does that make you feel to be a part of that wave?
It's dope. I actually feel honored to, when you talk about New York now, you got to bring me up.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So that's an honor to me because I feel like that's really the mecca. I feel like everybody with rap, you gotta go through New York. Like certain cities you gotta hit. You gotta come to Atlanta. Gotta go to LA. Gotta go to New York. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, you know what I'm saying? Just for the radios or whatever it is you're doing. So to get that respect in them cities like that, I feel like it's different. And there's so many people doing it in New York. Right. You know what I mean? Just in the building I grew up in is 50 dudes that's rappers and they got their own team and they got T-shirts and producers, like everybody do it. Rappers, like, I mean, when everybody was playing ball and everybody was screaming "ball is life," now it's rap. Everybody rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a we in the industry and we in the time, an era of any song could go. You ain't gotta be no rapper. You can go in the studio, make a joint, and if it's hot,
it's out of here.
It's out of here. And now you can create an album and you can become a rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like just being honored like that and being spoke about at the top of that city like that and getting the respect and the cosigns from the legends in it, you know what I'm saying? The Jadakiss and Nas and Styles and Raekwon and, you know what I mean? All these dudes that I grew up on, you know what I mean? That I wanted their cosign, you know what I mean? So to get that is an honor. Word.
So take me through Harlem because the closest I've ever been to Harlem is you, A$AP Rocky, Dipset, and Paid in Full. That's the closest I've ever been.
Paid in Full.
Yes, that's the closest I've ever been to Harlem. So take me through Harlem. What's it like there?
Harlem is like Harlem is his own world. You know what I'm saying? It's so much going on in Harlem. You'll feel like Harlem is his own borough. Harlem is Manhattan. It's just uptown. Harlem is number like 50 blocks. You know what I'm saying? But it's the center of fashion. It's the center of fly talk, money.
I've never met anybody from Harlem who was not fresh.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
Yeah. I ain't gonna, it's a few.
I ain't from there.
But it's just, we put it together right, man. I feel like I didn't watch so many people before me do it. You know what I mean? From beyond Cam and them, like, just dudes in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was getting to it and wasn't rapping or wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, right. But they whole style from the jewelry to the clothes matching the color of the car. You know what I mean? Like, Harlem is just his own, like, it's his own world. It's a part of New York that you gotta go through that. If you go to visit New York, you gotta go through that. You know what I'm saying?
Is it true that people in Harlem only wear things one time? Is that true?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of dudes that's on that time. I'm like that now. I might wear something once, but I wasn't like that when I was broke.
Facts. I respect the fact that you're willing to put that out there. A lot of people like to, bypass the struggle.
Oh no, man. That's if you a fan of me or anything I'm doing, or if you just getting tuned me for an hour, you go search my music, you'll see where it came from, and I'm always respect the struggle I went through or the things that got me to this point, because I know, like, it's different when you hear somebody's story, right, and then when you actually lived it, I'm living my story. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I went through. I know how hard it was to even get to this interview with you. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna always respect the struggle and always go back to that as far as just mentally. You know what I'm saying? Just it keep me humble, and it keep me grounded, and it keep my music with a certain grittiness to it, like, cause I don't forget where I came from. You know what I mean?
Man, that's real good to know, man. So speaking of your music, you got the joint right now that's popping with Chris Brown.
Perfect, man. That's for the ladies right there.
Yeah, it really is, man. How did the two of y'all link up?
We actually had a mutual homie,
Okay.
my son Brick. He put it together. Me and Chris was talking, like on Instagram and all that, but we hadn't got a chance to link. And he was in New York. I had a session, maybe like 3-4 blocks around the corner from where he was recording. I was with my little brother. Matter of fact, we left out my session maybe like 6-7 in the morning. I was about to go home. My man Brick called me like, "Yo, Chris in the studio right now. You want to pull up? He play you some records. Y'all can, put something together." I'm like, "Bet." Went to his session, and he played me his whole album. He got like a 40 record album. Like he got some joints he about to drop.
He got too many hits already.
And they all hits. Like
all of them?
He don't miss. Nah, he
Take
don't
your
miss.
word for it.
And he was actually working on Perfect when we walked in. He was working on the hook. And I was like, "Yo, this the joint right here, B." Because all my music before that is like street. You know what I mean? Like I talk to girls, but it's within some street.
Yeah, it feels like more you're talking at, you know.
You know what I mean? That one, that's one of them joints. Like I wanted that record when girls is in the morning getting dressed or putting their makeup on, or that's for them. They feel like they perfect. You know what I mean? In their own mind, because I get a lot of positive feedback from females, so I feel like I owed them that record like that. And I got a bunch more, but I wanted to set it off with that one.
Oh, man.
Word.
Sounds like you really take your fans into consideration.
Yeah, got to. That's the only reason that it's Dave East. That's the only reason I got shows. And if I had no supporters or nobody that was really backing me or putting people on to me, it wouldn't be none of this. So I'm always keep them first.
That's dope, man. On the album, I gotta say, one thing I really like about it is very cohesive. But that joint you got with French, that maneuver, that shit is crazy.
Maneuver.
Out of
Shouts
here.
to Montana, man. That's the Brody.
Yeah.
We actually about to do that video.
Word.
Yeah.
So tell us about your creative process. What's that like? How do you take the time to sit down and write these bars that you be spitting?
It's weird. Like I'm kind of weird with it, cause it's not like a routine. Like I don't have a set. I don't have a set creative process. Like you know what I'm saying. It's like however I'm feeling. Like I might go in the booth, don't write nothing. You know what I'm saying, and just it be all in my head, cause I've been thinking about it all day long. Or I might get in there and the beat come on, and then I let me get a pad. Then I want to write. You know what I'm saying, like. So it varies. I go into different modes. With Paranoia, I did that, a lot of writing, and then I did it like the Found a Way record. I ain't write none of that. You know what I mean? Like I just went in the booth,
Off top of it,
and just went in. You know what I'm saying? And it turned into a whole song. Same with I got a record called Don Pablo from my previous project. I ain't write that. Like some songs I could do that. I just won't write it. I just go in the booth. But I love to write. I feel like that's why my storytelling is like it is, because I'm real vivid and real like detailed, because it be real events. I'm not like making a story up. So anytime you hear a story with me, it's something that's then really took place. Or
so Keisha really did happen.
Yeah, that went down.
That's
that went
crazy.
Down. But yeah, it's gonna come from something real. You know what I mean? So that's why I could just it flow like water. But I love to write. I feel like there's nothing doper than being by myself in the studio with the beats blasting. I can't even hear nothing but the beat. You know what I mean? I got some good smoke and a pen and a pad. I feel like I be in a whole nother world. I could go where I want to go, like, cause I know what I could do with it. You know what I'm saying? And the world still don't know. So that's what be fun. They catching on. You know what I'm saying? But that's what make it fun, cause I feel like I'm brand new. You know what I'm saying? Word.
Definitely are brand new. But going back to your music, you know, you talk about what you're going through. One thing that you did incorporate a lot on the album, which I thought was dope, were skits. And the one that really stood out was the Hated skit.
Yeah.
You talked about, you meet your homies, this, that, and the third. So when you go back home, do you experience a lot of hate from people on your block? And
Not in my face.
Okay.
Never in my face. It never be to my face. It be on Instagram, word of mouth, stuff like that. But that's why I did that skit like that. Because when I pull up, or anytime I'm seen, is love. It be love. But you know what I mean. Haters is just confusion. They just don't know how I got where I'm at, and I'm from where they from, and I was out. They was seeing me broke, and now I gotta protect, and now I'm on this flight, that flight. It's hard to fathom how that happened if you wasn't watching the whole process. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't really see me night in and night out, all night, all the homies sleep. I'm up 8 in the morning. Baby mom's riffing with me. My daughter on the way. I'm in the studio. Like, I had to go through a lot to even get to this point. You know what I mean? And I feel like any hate be coming from you not knowing that or not even caring that. You just mad. Like, damn, how he where he at? You know what I'm saying? So that the thing with me with the skits though, to get back to the skits, that's what I grew up on. Like all my favorite albums from Biggie to the Locks to all them Bad Boy albums, they all had skits. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people don't do that no more. Like a couple dudes do, like Kendrick can have skits, YG, couple people still take that 90s formula and spin it, you know what I'm saying? But that's what kind of make it a movie. You know what I'm saying? That kind of make it more of a, instead of just songs, like that's what kind of bring you into like my own world. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's my dude, that's my homies in the booth. I can remember hearing Nas albums and it be 40. I didn't notice at the time because it sounded like they was on the block.
Right.
But once met him, he told me, man, I bring my whole hood in the booth. And just record it. It'd be dice games in there, dudes lighting up, arguing it, and I would just record all of that because that's how the block would be. So when you get that to the consumer, you give it to the world, to the kid that never been to Harlem, only seen Paid in Full, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It just bring you into my world a little more. So I'm always have skits on all my projects.
Dope, man. So speaking of, to go further into the skits, the skit that you had with your daughter,
Kyrie, my heart.
So how do you maintain fatherhood while being in this industry? Being on the road, taking care of your business. How do you manage being a father and being a rapper?
It's hard. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna just make it like it's easy. Like it's tough because I'll be missing like time with her. Like you know what I'm saying, and don't nothing make up for time. No money, no nothing. Facts. But at the same time, I always tell myself I could be around her every day, broke, struggling, trying to figure out how she gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? I came from that, so I was like, it's a sacrifice I'm making right now while she young. So by the time she is a little older, and I do want to really have that time with her, we'd be well off. I'd be up, she'd be up. You know what I mean? So that's why I go so hard now.
Dope.
While she just a little baby, she 1. You know what I mean? She only 1 year old. So
do it now, so you don't got to do it 10 years from now.
You know what I mean? If I could go dumb hard till she's 6, 7 years old and you know what I mean?
Right.
Make the right moves with investments. So whatever I do, and we be situated. So that way I don't have to go as hard. I'm gonna still be Dave East. I can't take that. You can't turn fame off. I'm gonna work, but I'll have more time to go be with my daughter, and she'll be able to come on the road, do different stuff with me as she gets older. You know what I mean? So it's hard, but I just be thanking God for FaceTime. Like FaceTime make it a lot easier, just so she can see my face every day. You know what I mean? That'd be my fear. Like I don't want to go 3-4 days and she ain't seen my face. You know what I mean? Even if she don't get to hold me or get to touch me, she still, you know what I mean? She dad. She get on if she know me.
Right.
So FaceTime help a lot. But I'm on a money hunt, man. Word. I don't want her to go through nothing I went through. And my moms and pops was good parents. Like worked, did everything they could do. And I still went to jail. I still was trapping. My brother still went to jail. He still was trapped. Like we still somehow got into that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want my daughter, I don't even want that to cross her mind. Like I want her to be one of them little bougie, rich, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, have the knowledge of the street. And you could get that from game. You ain't got to go through it. You know what I'm saying? My father taught me so much just through game. By the time I got out in the street, I was moving right. Just off of what I was listening to, you know what I'm saying, from him. So she'll get all the street shit she needs, she get from my father. But other than that, I want her to be one of them little private school girls with friends that's trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? No thotty homies for my daughter. Word.
Hey man, can't do nothing but respect that. So what's next for Davies? What's the overall goal for Davies?
Classic classic debut album. That's my goal right now. You know what I'm saying? I see Paranoia hit the Billboard. That was an EP that we did in we really did it in 30 days. You know what I'm saying? It was a month. I did that for real in a month. I had been recording crazy, but I got over 100-something songs I recorded for Paranoia. We used 10. You know what I mean? So I record, bro. Like I'm like a real lab rat. Like I be on.
That's how it's supposed to be,
You know
though,
what I'm
right?
saying? I be in the studio because that's how I got nice with Ball. I treat everything the same. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I got dumb nice with Ball. I put so much time and hours away from people into it. You know what I'm saying? Like people see me a lot now. I'm doing interviews. But it be that time when you don't see me. You know what I'm saying? I'm cooped up in a cave, like, you know what I'm saying, with beats, just in my zone. You know what I mean? That's when the monster come out. But my whole thing is just more. You know what I mean? I want to just keep building the Dave East brand as big as I can build it, whether that's movies, clothing, whatever it may be.
I feel like you should write your own movie, though. You know.
Oh yeah,
coming out
that's
of Harlem,
that's
playing
definitely
ball,
coming. Yeah, that's
you know?
coming.
That-
My story is too crazy, and it's still being written, but this don't happen every day,
Right.
and I'm realizing that like just the path I took, this don't happen every day, bro. I was the regular Joe Schmo, regular guy, like, you know what I'm saying. I didn't work that Fridays. I done did all the little regular things in life that, you know what I'm saying?
But that's what makes you more relatable, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're actually talking about real
Yeah.
things that real people go through.
I'm definitely doing a movie, man. I just got to figure out who I'm going to get to play me, man. Denzel getting a little old. I need a new, young, fresh.
Get
you know what I'm saying?
Tariq from Power. Get that boy.
Hell no. That's my man, too. He do bad.
Like,
He-
fuck Tyreek too, huh?
he
You on
ain't
that
playing
team
me.
too? I dig it, man. I dig it, man. Well, the album Paranoia's out.
Paranoia, go get that, man. Hottest in the streets right now.
Yeah, man. I definitely got to co-sign that, man. Any more advice you want to throw out there to the people before you get out of here?
Yeah, man, just like I always say, find a focus, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's so many distractions, and no matter what you're doing, like just find a focus. If you can find something that you can focus in on, that you love, it'll get you rich. I'm telling you. It's all about your focus, man. Your focus is what's gonna get them connections. Don't worry about support. Worry about your focus. You know what I'm saying? Like the support gonna come.
Right.
I feel like I see a lot of upcoming dudes that, man, you don't support this, and you support strangers you don't even know more than people. Don't worry about none of that. Like that doesn't matter. That support don't matter, man. It's gonna come with it. You gotta have a focus and a real like a dying hunger for that focus. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want it to work. Because everybody that's billionaires, everybody that's getting to it, they not sleeping. I chill with Diddy, Nas, these dudes ain't sleep. They trying to figure out other ways to get more money. And they already beyond up. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a lazy man's world. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people need to understand that. You got to get to it. Find a focus and get to it.
That's a bar. It's not a lazy man's world. That's a bar. Well, Davies, thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you, my guy. You already know. Anytime.
For sure.
I'm going to have some bars for you next time.
Next time?
Yeah, for
All right,
sure.
cool. I'm going to hold you to it. There's cameras in here. You know what I'm saying? There's cameras in here.
I'm gonna have some heat for you, for
Dope,
sure.
man. But thanks for pulling up, man. And while you're in the A, make sure you hit up American Deli.
Yeah, we there.
For sure, man.
We
Hit it up.
definitely there.
All right, Dave East in the building. Harlem World is in the building.
East side.
Moran the Man, 92.3, 96.7 The Beat. We out.